Hi guys, welcome to the Gig Economy Podcast, episode 184. What are we talking about? What do we title this? Uber threatens to leave Minnesota and Uber EV drivers get a bonus, sort of. Yeah, there was something else that I wanted to relabel. I can't really remember. I'm going down quick. Oh, and driver cancels for Plan B, which is, I think, the weirdest thing we're going to talk tonight that I didn't think we'd ever talk about. So how's it going, Larry?
It's going well. It's going well. Before we get started, just wanted to say happy birthday to my co-host. It's Jason's birthday, everybody. Give him some love tonight.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Yes. The ripe old age of
28, 29
now? Not quite. A little 32. 32. Yeah.
Trying to help you out.
No, I'm 48. So thank you very much. It's been a good day. It was very sunny today, and I got a lot of free birthday bonuses. You know, I mean, it was like crumble cookie, Starbucks, come and go, tropical smoothie, like 5 or 6 things that were free today. And I think, man, that's really good. It never used to be that way.
Yeah, you can clean up on the birthday stuff at the restaurants nowadays. If you're on their mailing list and stuff, it's the same way with Veterans Day, man. Veterans Day can clean up like free meals everywhere.
Larry's funny because he'll always talk about it on Veterans Day in the Telegram chat. He'll be like, "Oh, I'm going to IHOP or I'm going to da."
That's exactly right.
Yeah,
you can really, really clean up. But yeah, it's cool that the restaurants do that. You know, offer you a free treat or something on your birthday.
Yeah, why not? You know, it's nothing to them. You know what I mean?
No skin off their nose.
Right. So, all right, go to gigeconomyshow.com to sign up for the newsletter to find out our comings and goings, all that fun stuff. Lots of news on there, some blogs, all that fun stuff. And then I want to thank our Patreon members, Samson from Grand Rapids, Steve from Colorado, Bud Dickman from North Carolina, Omar from Detroit, Delivery Cats from Michigan, Jamie from Tennessee, Frank from Philly, Nate from Florida, John McCallion from California, Tom from Chicago, and Jim from Connecticut. I always say John McCallion. I don't know. That name is just, I love that name. Doesn't it sound like
it rolls off the tongue, doesn't it?
It's a great McCallion. Like that's just like a great last name. I don't know.
It is.
I love it.
Sure.
If you want to support us on the Patreon, go to patreon.com/the Gig Econ Podcast. Get an extra podcast a month, a t-shirt after the 3rd month of supporting us at the $10 tier. $10 tier gets you ad-free episodes. It gets you the pre-show banter, the merch, and what else? Am I forgetting something? I don't know. I think that's it. But there's 2 tiers, $5 and $10. We'd appreciate it if you support the show, as it does cost a little money to maintain this beard. So,
and we need somebody to backfill my spot since I have dropped off the list.
Yeah. Oh, I was like, wait a minute. Are you leaving the show tonight? Like in my head, it was like, I need another co-host. I don't know why I couldn't translate. We were talking about Patreon. Like, happy birthday, bitch. I'm gone.
Drop the mic. Come out.
Right. Oh, my gosh. I'd be devastated. And then we talked about the Telegram group earlier. We did have a few people join. I was a little nervous on that last one. If it was going to be a spam thing, I kind of like, I don't know.
You never know.
Sometimes, because you can put whatever name you want on Telegram. You don't put your own name, and you know it's fine if you want to put something different. But so far, no spam. If anyone in the group has some spam from that person, please let me know, and I'll block his ass. So, but anyways, the Telegram group isn't all about blocking people. It's about communicating with other gig workers around the country. If you are interested in that, the link is in the description. Please go ahead and download that and join the group. Stories from the road. Larry, looks like you have one story. I have nothing because I did not drive.
Yes, I didn't drive this weekend, so didn't think I was going to have any stories. But I had one Tuesday, I think it was Tuesday. Yeah, yesterday. Nothing real wild or anything, but picked up a guy, went to pick him up. He was probably, I don't know, 24, 25 years old or something like that. And pull in, and he's got like a little BMX bike with him. And he's like, hey, is there any way we could put this in the trunk? And I'm like, you know, when you first see it, you know, you kind of like, well, crap, you know, I don't really feel like messing with this bike. But it was a BMX bike. It wasn't a 10 speed. So I was like, oh, we'll see if we can get it in the trunk. Camry's got a pretty decent sized trunk.
Yeah.
And it took a little finagling, but we got it in there and shut it. And just talking to him on the way there, making small talk with him, and found out that he was going on to a job interview at Mr. B's restaurant. He's like, yeah, I already work over at Texas Roadhouse, but I need to try to make some more money, helping my mom out, with my younger siblings. And so I'm trying to get this other job too. And I said, well, that's pretty cool. Just hearing him talk about, being responsible and trying to make more money when you got so many people nowadays, it seems like that want to work. And I took him, and it was probably, 5-6 miles. So he obviously didn't want to get sweaty before his interview, but he was going to be riding the bike back home. And when we got out, got his bike out, I was like, hey, just wanted to tell you good luck, man. And I, respect the dedication, the hard work. He's like, oh man, that means a lot. I really appreciate that. So it just makes us think twice. Like I said, if I was in maybe a bad mood, I might have, kind of in my mind thrown a little fit about having to put a bike in the car and everything. But, it's no big deal. It took 30 seconds, and really helped this guy out, I think. And I hope he got the job because he seemed like a real upstanding young guy.
Yeah, you never know what just a small decision of like doing that could help somebody, you know what I mean? Put a smile on their face or...
Yeah, you don't know their backstory.
Yeah, no, I will say I get fucking annoyed when people have bikes. But when I had my Pilot, there were many times I was like, fuck it, throw it in there. Because, it's old. It's kind of beat up, you know what I mean? Yeah. So...
Right.
But I would appreciate when people text and ask first. And then like the last time did, I had my Bolt, and I'm like, nah, that's not gonna work.
Not gonna work. Yeah.
I mean, it probably could work, but like you're gonna get your grease all over my, it's like it's not like it's a trunk,
Right. Yeah. And I mean, I do have like a army poncho that I have laid down in the trunk. I'll use it like if somebody has a pet that they're gonna, that I'm going to take in the car that I'll lay down. So it's laid out in my trunk. So it's not going to get anything, on my trunk. It's just going to get on this poncho. So,
we established that's your dead body tarp. Yeah.
That was pre-show banner. That's not supposed to go on the show.
See, we can hear. We accuse each other of crimes on the pre-show banter.
Yeah, that's what happens. So if you join the Patreon, you can hear all that stuff
for sure. All right, before we jump in gig economy news, I want to talk about Kim real quick. Kim Side Money Plans is a fantastic YouTuber and has recently decided that she wants to turn her content into a podcast. So go. Get your browser out, get your podcast player out, go look up Kim Side Money Plans, Kim Side Money Plans. I always say Kim and then Side Money Plans, but it's actually Kim's Side Money Plans. Download that podcast, give it a listen. She's a fantastic YouTuber. She has done, I think she got 7,000 subscribers, done like, I don't know, 2,000 or 3,000 deliveries for DoorDash, a big DoorDash person, but full-time gig worker and content creator. And we'll definitely have to get her on at some time, but check it out. She's talking about our show too, so we're just kind of swapping ads here. But I've known Kim for a while, and Steve from Right Your Rodeo is good friends with her. She's been on his show quite a bit on the Round Table on Thursday night. So her show is Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern, I think.
I think you're right.
I didn't log in last night. I was doing something. Well, I was celebrating my birthday last night. But it's Tuesday night because I know I can watch it because it's not during our show. But check it out. I'd appreciate it. All right, gig economy in the news. Uber and Lyft resume threats to leave Minneapolis all over again. So Minneapolis has been in the news quite a bit recently, maybe in the last couple months. They were in the news for offering those drivers in the Twin Cities, I think, $5 minimum ride. Like they got $5.
Right.
So... again, it's going up. Uber and Lyft threatens to leave April 1st. The vote is March 7th, and it's going back to the same thing again. There's a public hearing that was proposed, an ordinance that would pay drivers a minimum of $1.40 per mile and 51 cents per minute, which that's a lot.
Yes.
While transporting riders on any trip within the city limits, among other guarantees. The mayor had vetoed a similar plan last year. The primary difference this year could be political math. Following last year's election, the council had shifted slightly left, and it's possible the current council could override his veto, where the last council didn't if things head this way. Obviously, when it says leans left, I feel like I feel like, when you get the union involved, which I am union, but our union literally doesn't talk about politics. I don't know anyone's politics in my union, my bus union, but typically, historically, if you are left leaning, typically you're a union supporter. So that's why they say the council has shifted slightly left, and that could change it. But the governor also had kicked it back, vetoed a similar plan that had passed by lawmakers just because he wanted more data. So apparently they spent the last year getting more data and whatnot. And we'll see what happens. Have they actually pulled out? I know early on in the California days, remember the AB5, all that crap,
Right.
they talked about pulling out, but I don't think they've ever pulled out of a city, have they?
I think they put out Austin at one time.
Okay, yeah, you're right. They did.
Yeah, that was years ago, but they ended up reconciling their differences and going back. But $1.40 a mile, 51 cents a minute, man, that would be sweet. But it'll be interesting to see what happens in the vote tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean it's tomorrow, which I was like, dang, that's tomorrow. I mean, the time thing is huge. I mean, I think we literally get like 10 cents a minute.
Yeah, I'm not even sure if it's that much. It may be like 6 or 8 cents.
So if you think about it,
check.
Not that you can't do math, but I mean, just me thinking about it, if it was a 20-minute ride, it would be $10, right? Roughly $10 just for time.
Right.
I mean, some of those rides, like, you wouldn't get $10 for the entire fare for a 20-minute drive.
Yeah, just think a nice hour-long trip. That's $30 just on the time.
Right.
And if you're on interstate, you're racking up the miles.
Yeah, I think it's great. But they wanted to do the minimum of, what did I say, $15 though? I mean, again, it's not. Obviously, it's probably like just when you pick up the fare, the second you drop it off, you're off the clock,
right?
Per se. I don't know. It's just, it is what it is. If it happens, it happens. If they get benefits, I mean, if it happened here, I wouldn't say no, and I wouldn't stop driving, but I still prefer it the way we currently have it.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you do too.
Yeah, no doubt.
If you don't, then we're definitely gonna have to find a new co-host. He's like, fuck you. All right. Tom, yes, we're gonna have the picnic this year. We said it's September 14th. Where can you stay over and party? Well, we are thinking about renting a house, which you probably should start poking around on Airbnb somewhere in town to get a bunch of rooms. So as long as you don't come in my room and try to touch me inappropriately, Tom, we're okay. Moving on. I'm trying to be funny, but then a national driver fatally shoots passenger after alleged kidnapping. So let's talk about that.
Yeah, this one, obviously strikes close to home. Nashville's 60 miles south of me. I'm down there quite a bit, whether it be driving or one of our sons.
Wait! You said Nashville. Down there? Isn't it north of you?
No, south.
Oh, I'm a fucking idiot. Tennessee's under.
No geography on the show.
In my head, every time you were going north, in my head, like, I'm going to Nashville. I just figured you were going up. God, I'm stupid.
No.
Hey guys, just because I'm a year older doesn't mean I'm any smarter.
No, not wiser, huh? No wiser. But yeah, Nashville's 60 miles, 65 miles south.
Okay.
Of Bowling Green. So I'm down there quite a bit. I was down there actually Sunday night picking my wife up from the airport. But yeah, so the story, this Uber driver had a passenger, a 23-year-old guy as a passenger. Apparently they got into some kind of altercation. It says they were in a drive-through at a McDonald's down on Broadway. I don't know if he just pulled into the McDonald's to try to settle the altercation, or if it was it doesn't say if they was about going through there, but he tried to call 911 and talk through his ear pod, but the dispatcher sounds like wasn't picking up that it was as critical a situation as it was.
Okay.
So they ended up calling him back and saying that he had shot the guy. And when the police got there, they found the passenger. He was dead. There was a loaded gun of his laying on the ground.
Oh.
And then the driver had laid his gun in his seat of his vehicle. So yeah, I mean, it's gonna be interesting to see what the rest of the story is as it shakes out. But it just goes to show that every ride that you take, you have to be alert. You have to know, kind of keep your whereabouts with you, about you, because you don't know what's going to happen. Things can turn in an instant. You can have just a calm ride and it can just go to shit in a heartbeat.
Yeah. It's interesting. Again, we've talked about this before, how you got to be careful what you read in the paper or online and stuff. But I read that article and it just said he showed a gun. Now, like in my head, I mean, what do you do in that situation? Even if you did carry, I don't know, like you don't know what happened. Hopefully he had a dash cam, but it's just like, do you automatically shoot somebody that brandishes a firearm? I mean, I guess if it's pointed at you, that's a different story.
Yeah, I mean, in the article it says passenger became agitated, pulled a gun, and began making threats.
Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of like, because remember, I mean, obviously, once you take somebody's life, like it's not. Yeah, that sucks. I'm sure. I don't know, but I'm sure the passenger probably was a piece of shit. You know what I mean? But it still is like when you take somebody's life, not that I've ever done that, obviously. But it just, man, that guy's got to live with that, forever too. And it's traumatizing.
For sure. Yeah. Well. And I don't think it's anything any of us would ever want to do.
Yeah.
But if it comes down to them or me,
yeah,
I'm coming home to my family if I can anyway.
Yeah.
I
no.
can.
I'm not being negative on that driver at all. I just wish I knew more details. Like,
right. Yeah. And I'll see if I can get some more details about what happened, if they've released anything else, and maybe follow up on it maybe next week.
Yeah. I'd be curious. Well, when are we going to assign Mark to do that? Isn't Mark our research guy now?
That's right.
We talked about it on the last show. Right. Was it on the regular show, or it was after the show? It's like, Mark, you need to be our research guy,
our fact checker.
That's right. But yeah, it was interesting to see if he gets charged with anything. That's why, God dang, get a dash cam. Like,
definitely have a dash cam for sure.
It would be cut and dry almost if you had a dash cam. I mean, at night it might be a little bit of an issue, but
it's going to help you. They're going to be able to hear what's going on.
That's true.
Well. Even if they can't see what's going on, you're going to be able to hear at least what's going on.
Yeah.
Hey, Mark, $3.50 an hour. I think we can do that.
We can afford that for sure.
I think we can do that.
No problem. Let me get a contract out to you. Okay, moving on. We had talked about, or we had seen this, and I got super fucking excited. So it says, I didn't bleep her name out. Shawanta, we have adjusted your earnings for certain electric vehicle trips that you took between 2022 and 2023, and you have received an additional payment. You can view this transaction in the earnings section of your Uber app. So, of course, I just read electric trip additional payment because my ADD just skipped over. It was 2022 to 2023, like not in 2023. So I was like, holy shit, like this is amazing. Immediately ran to my Uber app and I saw $0, nothing there. So I went back and reread it. But these are some of the bonus. Here's another picture that people were getting for this. I mean, $2,200.
That's decent cheddar there.
And I don't know. I never really found out. I dug around a little bit. Like, do they not get the dollar that they were promised or something?
Right.
Like, it seems like we would have heard about that if they were being promised $1 and they weren't getting it. I mean, it would be all over the pages.
Oh yeah. Drivers would be complaining. Yeah. So it's like most of the stuff from either of these companies, we really don't get any explanation about what's going on. They're just like, here, this is what it is.
I often wonder if they got silently sued somehow. And then they're like, hey bro, you better pay this shit out or
right,
we're going to bring it public, or I don't know.
Yeah. And it could be a condition of the payout or whatever that, not to talk about it.
Well, in my head, I'm like, okay, if it was $1 a mile, that driver did 2,200 trips for that 1 year. I mean, that's a lot of trips.
Yeah. That's getting it.
I'm not going to do the math, but I mean, I guess if you're full time working a ton of hours, you could probably do it. But holy smokes, that's a
Math
lot.
and geography on the same night. What the hell's going
I
on?
know this is ridiculous, but yeah. So if you ended up getting this payout, I'd be curious if Uber talked to you at all, other than what the pictures we had. If you really knew exactly what it was, because I couldn't really find anything on it.
Yeah,
Why
if
they
anybody out there has gotten a payout about that, shoot us an email and let us know what's going on.
For sure. All right. So, Larry, this is just a funny one.
Yeah, this is good. So most of us have, newer cars
Mhm.
has the tire pressure indicator that you can look at and see the tire pressure in your car. So this is a text that somebody sent his buddy for people listening to the podcast. It shows all his tires and they're at 93, 97, 96, and 94 PSI. And obviously this guy thinks it's a percentage. He's like, hey, I can't get these tires to 100% no matter how much air I put them. What the fuck? I think I got bad tires. His buddy said, you're so close. Don't give up now. Sometimes you have to use hot air to get to 100%. He's like, thanks. I need that encouragement. For a moment, I was worried I might be doing something wrong.
Yeah, that's crazy. I think they would have burst by then.
Yeah, I don't think you could get that much PSI in a car tire.
So I remember when I was doing lawn care, you could overinflate the tires and it would like bust the bead or whatever. Do our like regular tires have like a bead like that? I mean, these are like, machine tires, so it's more or less techy, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But
Right.
I wonder if it could blow a tire like that, because those things are just so damn thick. But
Mark, we're gonna need you to research this for us.
maybe we'll pay you $3.50 per research. That's probably a more
Oh,
fair
let's
deal.
don't get crazy now. Come on.
Okay, so this is interesting about Instacart.
Yeah.
So saw this on Reddit. This is somebody that actually read the new terms of service, which I kind of recommend you do, even though I haven't done it because I just don't fucking care. But if you find things, you might find things out like this. So 3.4 in the Instacart new terms of service, you understand and agree that if you are dissatisfied with a payment for a particular delivery opportunity, you may negotiate for an increase of that payment with Instacart by contacting community support. Instacart will consider any such request in good faith, but shall not be obligated to remit payment other than as set forth in the shopper app. So, it's whatever. It's not like anything crazy, but it does open up thought about, complaining more. I mean, they kind of like, as it goes viral, I wonder if people are going to be bitching all the time, about I mean, if it's slow that day and you get paid shitty, you spend time, chatting with support. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not too familiar with the shopping apps. I signed up for them and then COVID hit like a week later and I never ended up doing either Instacart or Ship. But yeah, I mean, it's fairly standard wording, I would think. They always give the power to themselves. They always say that, you either got to abide by these rules or you can't sue us. It's got to go to mediation.
Yeah.
Something like that. They try to cover themselves.
I don't know if we ended up talking about this, but when there was something in the terms of service. I don't know why we didn't talk about this. We probably should pull it back, but I remember it was my article, but it's towards the end and it really should have been at the beginning, but it talked about when you do get deactivated, you have to do like in the terms of service, there's steps you have to take to actually do it. Did we talk about that?
I don't think so.
So instead of just sending a generic email to support like why I was deactivated, there's certain steps like all these platforms have that really can get good results if you do it in those proper steps.
Which none of us know because we don't read the terms.
Well, that's the thing. It's in the terms of service. And if you follow these steps, and not saying that you'll get it back, but you'll get a more detailed response and try to figure it out. Because honestly, I feel like a lot of it is just technology detecting fraud or something like that. And it might not be that. But if you just say, hey, it wasn't fraud, you send it back to some, possibly AI bot that this is your
Right.
response, it's not going to do anything. So I'll try to find that article and maybe we'll talk about it on the next show. But it just brought to mind when we were talking about terms of service for Instacart, but it's worth a shot. I know Gabe's a big Instacarter. I mean, hopefully if he has a problem, and I mean, maybe they will, I don't know. Maybe they're getting more driver friendly. Doubt it.
But can always hope.
So real quick, while Larry was talking, I add something that I didn't have on the show plan, but it has to be Instacart related. So I think it's Instacart. Yeah. So it says, turn on price tag lights to find items faster. So this is, you were looking at the shopping app. Just tap the icon next to the item you're looking at for. A light will flash on the item's price tag so you can find it right away. And I'm like, oh my gosh. So I know you can't see it if you're listening to the podcast, but the price is there and there's a little green light. That's amazing.
That is really cool. That is something helpful. It
is so helpful. You think they're using like near field communication? Is that how they're able to do that?
Yeah. I would think that's probably what they're using, but I imagine there's a couple different ways they could do it. Well, but it is really cool.
Yeah, I think about it though, and I feel like I know Android phones have had NFC for a long ass time, but like iPhone just recently added it, like in the last couple of years. So like if you're using an older iPhone, I don't know if it would work, but that's so fucking cool.
Would work on my phone.
Yeah, yours. Jeez. Yours stopped updating 2 years ago or 3 years ago. But that's insane to me. Like there's nothing more frustrating than looking and you're in a hurry and you're like, you're probably standing right in front of it.
Yeah, it's right there in front of your face, but there's, 15, 18, 25 different price tags right there. And you're trying to find the one you need. And just to have it light up like that and just grab your attention. That's cool.
I mean, yeah. Obviously, you still have to be kind of in the general area because if you're 10 feet one way, you're not going to see the light. Right. I would need to say, "Hey, bitch, down here! Like, can it have a little speaker on it, like, or like just like an audible, or like, why couldn't it have like a little map on it? Although, it could get you there, but like once you're there, you still need to like find where it is.
Shelf,
but I thought that was super cool. That technology that is something that's super useful. All right, real quick, octopus tablet, the tablet of choice. I just got a notice that I need to turn mine on. I'll probably turn it on for tomorrow and just drive around in my car, and then it would be like, it's fine. I know you can set it away, and you can do that on the app, so I probably should just do that, but they do get after if you go for a long time without driving. But octopus tablet, for those that don't know or living under a rock, is a tablet that they send out to you, and you can play trivia. Well, no, your passengers can play trivia. This is kind of funny, like speed match and photo hunt. That's kind of old stuff. But like, what's really cool is that you get paid up to $100 a month. Right now, they have a 3 times referral bonus going on right now.
Yep.
So I think if you're set at 20, you can get different levels. You're set at 20, obviously 60, and so on and so forth as you go up. For the bonus, but yeah, it's a real simple thing. The tech works really good. I love that they like update it regularly. Like it's spring now, and so the graphics are spring, and then when March Madness comes, they'll have contests about that. It's like really, really driver focused.
Yeah, they do a fantastic job. I can't recommend them highly enough. And it's just free money for drivers. I mean, you get the tablet, you set it up. It doesn't take long at all to set up in the car. You plug it in, and you really don't have to do much after that because it will go to sleep if it doesn't detect motion for a certain amount of time. So it'll go to sleep. So you don't have to turn it off and on every time. They recommend that you bring it in once a week and charge it inside. I've never done that. Mine just stays in my car. Well, actually, I've done it one time, I think, when I was out of town. But you can set yourself to away. When I had my wreck back in September, I set myself to away for about a month. But even if you set yourself to away, if you start driving before, it's still going to register your rides and give you credit for it.
Yeah.
because you might not know. I didn't know when I was going to get a new car, so I didn't know the exact date to set it away. So I just set it away for a month, and I
Yeah.
came back in like 3 weeks and started driving again. Stuck it back in there.
Yeah. They're great. So the link is in the description if you want to get a tablet ordered, but you order it tonight, it'll be here in like 3 days. They ship it out right away. And I've never had a more focused or a driver focused company out. Well, Uber and Lyft aren't driver focused, let's be frank, but like a company that supports drivers out there, that's just been so great and never had an issue with them. So check them out. All right, Larry, what's this awkward stop we're talking about
Oh
here?
yeah. So this is I think it's what, DoorDash.
Yep.
So this is a DoorDash order. The dasher gets a message from the customer. It says, instructions: leave at my door. Please do not make other stops before mine because my food gets cold. Thank you. And the dasher writes it back and says, well, that's awkward because you're my third stop.
Yeah.
So what we when you're doing dashing, if you're doing multiple orders, the app will tell you what order to deliver them in,
Yeah.
and they won't let you change it anymore.
Nope.
So you have to go to whatever order that they set.
Yeah.
So if you want your food first, I guess throw in a big tip.
Yeah. I think all the apps as a customer have a priority thing. Maybe. I'm not sure on DoorDash. I never had to deliver a priority order, but I know Uber Eats does, but I guess I shouldn't say they all do. I assume they do. It's just a way to make extra money.
Right.
But yeah, I've taken a few triples, but usually they're so close together. So like as long as you're not like multi-apping with another app, you should
going
be
to
okay.
one side of town to the other side of town.
Whoa, man. I used to do like a DoorDash and an Uber Eats, and like I know my area where I live enough that when I had to come in, I'd be like, okay, I know that's the same direction. It might not be like, they might be 4 miles apart, but at least it's like, it's all going west or it's all going north or whatever. But there have been a couple times I screwed up and I'm like, oh man. And it used to be Uber, and maybe I haven't really noticed, but like DoorDash would be strict on the times. They are strict. But Uber, like you could deliver it 45 minutes later, they could give a shit. So I would always typically do the DoorDash first.
Yeah, that it would make me anxious just listening to you when you used to do that with the multi-app stuff.
I know. I'd complain about it. I was like, oh shit, I took a double and they're like 4 miles apart.
Yeah, I mean, I would take doubles when I did food delivery, but only on the same app. I would never do. Yeah, I didn't do 2 apps at a time. That just gave me too much agita.
Yeah, it was kind of stressful. I don't know why I did it. And honestly, unless it's an amazing order from the other one, it's really probably not worth the stress and the hassle just to make an extra couple bucks. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And especially now that I got an electric car, that I'm not costing me 17 miles a gallon to drive that bitch around. So, okay. So this is a DoorDash chat. Let me bring this Reddit post up so I can figure out. Oh, okay. So this was an alcohol delivery to a high school. Said he picked up an order for 2 bottles of sparkling wine. When I get to the customer's location, it's a high school, and I have this chat with support. I get back to my area and accept the next order. It's the same one, and have the next conversation. Let's see. Let me get this over here. DoorDash customer support. If customer is within the legal age, you can deliver, but if you're not comfortable, I will cancel the order. Shall I proceed with the cancellation? Driver, I cannot deliver alcohol to a high school because it's not legal. Is it? Like I assume.
I don't think it's illegal. I don't think there's no law against delivering. I mean, delivering to a student who's underage is definitely illegal, but and I'm sure the school has rules against it having alcohol delivered there. But as far as it being against the law to deliver alcohol there, I don't think that's a law that's on the books.
Well, it's funny is as you go through school yourself and your kids, it's a drug-free zone, it's a weapon-free zone. No one ever says alcohol. Like, could you bring if you were of age, I'm saying, and it wasn't during school hours, I mean, would you get a ticket for bringing booze into the school to like have a beer during the summer while you're prepping for your students? I don't know. I've never heard anyone say anything about alcohol. I assume it's fucking not, it's frowned upon. But
Oh, I'm sure it's against the rules for the school, but
yeah.
like I said, I just don't think there's a law on the books that says no alcohol.
Mark, get it done. So the tech support said I have canceled the order. Thank you. You've been issued 2350. I'm like, holy shit, 2350. So then he says, it's the AI. How are you able to see the driver? So he says, what's the problem?
Yeah.
And the driver says, hi, are you able to see my previous chat and previous order? This is the same order, same customer location as high school, and it's against local laws to possess alcohol on school property. I need to be unassigned, please. I'd also like to suggest stopping this customer from using your platform to commit the crime. It won't look good with door dashing, delivering alcohol to schools. They don't give a fuck. Wait while I call the customer and confirm this. He's like, either way, I'd like to be unassigned because I'm not comfortable doing so. Driver support just spoke with the customer and she's not inside the school. His address is outside the school. You can continue with the order and deliver this. And then he's like, unassign me. So I often wonder, okay, I don't know. I can't believe I'm saying this. Am I defending DoorDash support? But maybe it was a house right next to it and just the pin drifted over. I don't know. I mean, that happens quite a bit.
Yeah, and that could very well be the case. It was something right next door or across the street, something like that. Because we all know that the GPS sometimes isn't perfect.
No, it's often in big buildings like that, it often drifts. Like when you roll into condos to pick up a passenger too, your pin will be weird because, whatever, that's where it is. But then the driver will be like the passenger will be like 3 buildings over. So,
right.
Oh, Mark's got a law here in Michigan. The model code of student conduct 2019 prohibits the possession, sale, or use of alcohol or illicit drugs on school grounds or at school related events. But it's code of student conduct. What about
right?
adults?
That doesn't sound like a law,
and it doesn't solve. Yeah, it prohibits it. I mean, obviously, drugs, like if it's coke, it's illegal regardless of where it is. I mean, obviously, marijuana is a little different, but I don't know. No alcohol. Traveler says no alcohol on school property. I mean, Mark says, isn't it illegal? I think it's got to be, right? It's got to be fucking illegal. Like, it can't be a thing, but like, I don't know. I mean, you can drink at church. Like, no one bats an eye at that, so... I mean, maybe your church, Larry, but
yeah, they do. I'm getting ready to say down here, yeah, they would definitely be batting an eye.
Well, the Catholic Church, I mean, they regularly have booze there. They all have like cookouts. I mean, Catholics are a little different, but
yes, definitely.
The crazy part that this only goes back to 1998. Why it took that long for somebody to drink booze on campus? Who knows? That's hilarious.
So liquor control code. Okay, so somewhere it has to specify high school and below.
Right. That's weird.
I know most college campuses at the sporting events they'll sell alcohol.
Well, they do now. I just realized that was your story. For some reason, some reason no one I didn't fill in 7. It like kind of I missed it when I was loading it, and I just assumed this was my story. But
yeah, you started with it. And I was like, oh, I'm just let him go.
Let him go.
Hey,
you just
he's a year older. I don't want to kick him when he's down.
Yeah,
feeling bad.
You don't want to slam him on his birthday.
That's right.
Next week is fair game. Okay, so this is the one we were talking about, the Plan B. So, it's interesting on Reddit. Like some of these groups have passengers in it, or customers in it, but it's like Uber Eats, and there's 141 members. I would assume that's drivers, but I think maybe this is just for passengers or, God damn it, customers. Uber driver canceled my Plan B order and asked me to reconsider, in quotes. Okay, so where do I start? Basically, I need to order a Plan B pill on the fly. Stuff happens. It was pouring outside and I had other stuff to get done. So I figured I'd just Uber Eats it, because why not? The option's there. The guy accepts the order and he's on a bike, so it took him about 40 minutes just to get to CVS. What the hell? You driving on a bike for 40 minutes? Judas Priest. Then he sits outside the CVS for an additional 30 minutes before sending this message. Am I crazy, or is he saying he won't deliver the pill knowing what it would do and ask me to reconsider? So he says, hi, thank you for the tip, but not sure how much it was, but the total order was around $17 and the average around $6. Although I'm grateful I cannot accept and deliver this knowing what it'll do. The app will reassign you a new driver within the next few minutes. Hope you reconsider. God bless. And she says, I have no idea what that means, but okay. And he goes, I don't know what he's talking about. The total was $60 for that one little pill, and I tipped $10 through the CVS app. I'm kind of embarrassed and also a little upset, not really sure what to do. He hasn't even canceled the order yet, so I can't even get reconnected to a new driver. So, yeah, the second comment, are you sure you didn't order from Uber Preach? Third comment, I hope Instacart doesn't get wind of this. They would take a look at my fat ass and refuse to deliver cookies. Deleted comment, that can't be good. So, obviously it's in his religion. He doesn't support that, which I'm totally fine with. Like, I don't have a problem how anyone thinks, but could he just fucking cancel the order? Like, just cancel the order then. Don't have a damn conversation about it.
Right. There's no need for that. And I mean, he was doing this on what, DoorDash?
I think it's Uber Eats.
Uber Eats. So I don't know if he would have been able to see beforehand what he was picking up or not.
No, you don't see it till you get there.
Well, first of all, what are you doing Uber Eats on a bike going 40 minutes? How are you making any money? How are you making any money?
Yeah.
When it's taking you 40 minutes to get there, and who knows how long it's going to take to deliver it.
And who's doing, can you just deliver on a bike no matter what area you're in? I don't think you can do that in Grand Rapids. I mean, maybe you can. I've never even looked.
Yeah, I've never considered it. I wouldn't consider it.
No, but 40 minutes. So he was going to make $17. You're going to drive 40 minutes already to make 17. Okay. Not
right.
horrible.
And we don't know how far. Yeah. Don't know how far away she is.
Right. Yeah. So,
that doesn't make sense.
So you said first thing, then you had a second point.
Yeah. I mean, if he gets there and he finds out what it is and it's, against his beliefs and he just really has a strong conviction, then that's fine. Just cancel the order. There's no need to say anything to her. There's no need to talk about it, preach about it, anything like that. Just immediately cancel the order and let it be assigned to somebody else and go on your way.
I get really conflicted on people. I mean, obviously it's something to abort. I mean, not even abort a baby. I don't know. It's probably not even conceived yet. I don't even know how the plan B works. I know it's before everything, but like, it does bother me that people protest that. Like, it really bothers me. Like, I like that they have the right to do that, and I'm for that. But like,
sure.
it just really bothers me that happens. But that's not what the show is about. It's just, it makes me think about that. Like, that guy, it's almost like he's protesting. He's like telling her I mean, I guess he wasn't mean about it per se.
Yeah, I mean, I thought, if he was going to say something, I thought he went about it. What he said was not bad.
Yeah.
He just said, I can't, knowing what this will do, I can't do it.
Right.
It's not like you said, oh my gosh, I can't believe you did this and you're killing it. He didn't go on preach at her or put her down or anything like that. So it could have been a lot worse that way. But again, there's no reason really to even say, and maybe he was just trying to, you can look at it a lot of ways. He could just be courteous, say, hey, sorry, I've gone all this way, but now I know what it is. I can't do it. It's against my beliefs. But he should have canceled right away.
The problem that bothers me too is like, and again, this is completely situational. What if she was raped that night? What if she had a guy friend over there and it went crazy? You know what I mean? Like, we just gotta, it is what it is. I'm fine with him. I mean, I'm actually not horrible about the message he sent, but I mean, he's kind of lecturing her a little bit. I'm like, just cancel and move on. I totally respect that. You're an independent contractor. You're 100% welcome to take what you want and what you don't want. Just cancel it and move on. So
exactly. Yeah. Just move on. Let somebody else have the order. And why was he outside the store for 30 minutes?
I mean,
was he debating on whether he could,
he was probably praying
take
for her.
this? He could have been praying whether he should do this or, who knows, but
I also
a long time.
Yeah. I also think people don't understand time. When I'm the same way. I've had a few beers and ordered like food and I often you think it's quicker than it is and you're like, this should be here right now. You lose, not to say I'm like was drunk or she was drunk, but you just kind of lose the concept of time because you like order it and then you put your phone down, right? I was drinking and gaming, and then I was like, where's my ice cream? And it only been like 10 minutes. I'm like,
Yeah.
the fucking Dasher isn't even to the store yet. So I
Yeah.
often wonder if he really was out there for 30 minutes or it really did take him 40 minutes. But I'm not saying it didn't.
Yeah, because if she waited an hour, and it would have been 40 minutes for him to get there, and another 30 minutes him sitting in there. So hour and 10 minutes. I think I would have canceled the order and reordered it or something.
Well,
or
I
called
don't
support or something by that point.
I don't know the time limit on Plan B, but I figure stuff like that, you don't have to be in a hurry. Like if you get it in 2 hours, it's probably not. But even like if I'm getting groceries, okay, it took them 2 hours. I don't give a shit as long as it gets delivered. But
right.
I mean, I don't want my Five Guys delivered 2 hours later.
Yeah, not so well. Not so well.
No, Larry. Let's talk about GoPuff, which again they have. You have GoPuff by you?
We do. Remember, it's they run it out of the back of the liquor barn.
Oh, that's right.
Shady door in the back of the liquor barn.
How the hell does Bowling Green, Kentucky have GoPuff, but Grand Rapids, Michigan does not have GoPuff, the second biggest city in the state?
You sure they're not there?
I'm sure of it. I mean, so I haven't tried to go online in a while. I mean, I have the app. It says the location. I assume they would be like, hey, we're starting to deliver. Do you still want to deliver? Like, they haven't sent one of those emails out. I don't know. It's the craziest thing. Yeah. But as far as I know, it's not here.
I need to try to get on. I tried to get on originally when they announced they were coming here, and then something I don't know. I think maybe it was right around the time COVID hit, and they didn't come for a while. And then they did get here, and I tried to log in, and something was my password was wrong or expired or something.
Yeah.
And I never could get it reset.
No
matter what I did.
I had issues with it too. I had to go to a couple of different emails to get it reset, and finally did. So that's a good way to check too. I usually would go to try to order it on the, and it say can't deliver or not available.
So I need to check in, see if I can get back on or get on the platform for the first time. I've done GoPuff, but it was through Uber Eats.
Oh yeah, that's right. So I heard that in just like any area, if you're delivering to a more underprivileged area, you're never going to get tipped. You know what I mean? So you got to cherry pick those too. But I don't know if you can cherry pick. I don't know if they tell you. I literally don't know anything about it. And they've kind of been out of the news lately as far as, I mean, when you shared that, I was like, fucking GoPuff's in the news? Like,
exactly. Yeah, you don't hear much about them, or I don't hear much about them. But this is a big deal. I mean, so GoPuff has partnered with Robinhood, which is a financial app that a lot of people have heard about before. They partner with them to give access to gig workers to some retirement tools that probably a lot of people who are just doing gig work, you don't have access to that kind of stuff. So they're actually giving access to an IRA. They're actually going to match it 2%
for the first year. That's cool.
And is that what it said? First year? Yeah, that's
first
correct.
year.
First year, 2%. So, I mean, that's free money, whether it's through here or you have an IRA at work or anything like that. If anybody's ever going to match anything, make sure you're at least contributing that amount toward your retirement, because that is absolutely 100% return free money.
Yeah, I told my son when he turned 18, I'm like, you need to start putting like $50 a month into like a mutual fund. And like, if you just do the same amount, $50 a month, never increase it, by the time you retire, there's like over $1 million in there. I don't know if he ever did. Like, if I could give any advice, if you're young, start early, and you don't have to put a shit ton in, just do it.
You don't. Yeah. Just start out. I mean, put as much as you can, especially if you have access, if you're making good money. And
well, yeah,
when you get, we're turning a financial podcast here.
We're everything.
Exactly. When you get a raise, you get a better job, or you get a raise at your work, don't just increase your lifestyle, increase your savings amount too. Bump that up whenever you get a raise. Whenever you get a cost of living raise, whatever, bump up the amount you're putting toward your retirement. Because like Jason said, you don't have to do a lot, but it's just the power of compound interest over time. It's amazing. It is amazing.
You don't have to do a lot when you start young, but when you're old, like 30, no, not 30, like mid 30s, if you're starting mid 30s, you're going to have to start hammering it.
Yeah, you got to put a lot more money in there, and you're still not going to have as much as somebody who started early.
Yeah.
So they give you access to that IRA and also financial counseling through a company called Green Path Financial. So they're going to give you access, unlimited access to a dedicated phone hotline for any financial questions you may have, which is pretty cool.
I thought that was even better than the match. Like anytime we can call and just ask a question, like clearly they're capable of giving you because it's always weird with like finances, right? Like to give advice like that, you have to like be certified or something. I don't know.
Sure.
There's like laws around it. So like to be able to call them and them give you a legitimate answer of like, yeah, no, this is a good way to go. That's amazing.
Yeah. So, and then they just list in this article, they list some more things that they've done in the past. They launched instant cash out, which they say 90% or 80% of the people, who are doing GoPuff, the delivery people, use the instant cash out. Discounts on groceries and fuel, partnerships with insurance companies, tax support with H&R Block, Stride, some of those other places, and just some other things that they've done to kind of make it easier or better for the delivery people. So that's going to be my mission between now and next week. I'm going to see if I can't get on the GoPuff app.
Well, I would try it for us just as an experiment because I literally know no one that's like I know Jamie from Tennessee has dabbled in it, but like I don't talk to her enough.
She did it. Yeah, she did it pretty steady.
Did she? So more than a dabble? Yeah,
I think it was one of her pretty regular gigs that she did, but I haven't talked to Jamie in quite a while.
I know I gave her a couple of shout outs a while ago and she chimed in. So I'm glad that she's doing okay. I always just feel bad. Like I told John, so John's one of the OGs of the group. I said, you literally need to tell somebody in your friend group, if you fucking die, that they need to let us know. You know what I mean? Like, and not that I don't care for Jamie as much as I do for John. I'm just saying I don't have a relationship with her. She's been an avid supporter of the show financially and all that stuff. But I was like, John, you need to, because like you live in North Carolina, like you could be dead and we wouldn't. Not that it would change anything. He's already dead, but at least we would know, have peace of mind.
I've told my wife that. So if I kick the bucket, she will send you a message.
Well, I think we'll know because you're on the show now. Like if I'm by myself for the next 6 weeks, well,
big dark screen there on Wednesday night on my side.
Yeah, no kidding. So Traveler said his dad told him 20% of gross since I was 16. So Traveler, you're 50 and retired? Holy shit, that's insane. Well, no, because he does gig work, but I mean that's not like. I don't want to say it's not a regular job because people get butthurt about that, but it's not like a W-2, I should say.
Yeah, but, I mean, kind of like me.
I mean, 20% is a lot of fucking money of your gross, too. I mean, that's a lot of money to put away.
Yeah, but I tell you what, I mean, these people that have in they call it the FIRE community, financial independence, retire early. Like some of these people put like 40, 50, 75% of their money they save. And they can retire in 10 years. I mean, they work hard for 10 years. And they're set for the rest of their life. It's amazing.
Yeah, but I don't know how that works if you're young. How can you draft? Like, can you draft all that stuff? Can you take money out of that? Like, if you're retired and start living off the interest, can you do that before retirement?
Yeah, you put them in different buckets. Like some of them, like 401ks. Obviously, there's restrictions on some of them that you can't take out until you're a certain age. But you're not going to put all your money into that. There's also just regular taxable accounts that you'll be putting money into that you can use until you get to, 57 and a half, I think is what it is.
Okay. Well, shit. Since the interest rates are so high on a freaking savings account, you can get put, 250,000 in a savings account at 5%. I mean, shit, you could live off that.
5%. Yeah, they're not going to stay that way.
No, of course not. Once they come down,
it's nice. It's nice. I have a Citibank account that's got that's where we put any money that like we were putting money away for the kids in college and stuff like that. And,
Yeah.
it used to draw, there for a while when interest rates were down so low, we were making, 1%,
Yeah.
now it's making like 5.05 or something,
Yeah.
which is great. So interest can work for you or against you.
Yeah, for sure. Well, good on GoPuff. I task you of trying to get back on the app and see if
I
you
will
can
do that. I'm writing that down right now.
Yeah, that'd be perfect. And then the last thing is a video, our only video. It's either we have a ton of pictures or a ton of videos. So this is about 1:30. It's about a driver trying to deliver into like an apartment complex where you kind of go through the door and there's like, what do you call it? The greeter or the doorman or something like that. So the guy that you see on the wheelchair is actually the manager or the doorman of this apartment complex. So we'll watch it and then it gets kind of a little shitty there. So
This is the astonishing moment a fight breaks out between an Amazon worker and a wheelchair-bound building manager. In footage obtained by Mail Online, Ramin Razagi is seen confronting the delivery man. CCTV from the incident on February 15th then shows the delivery man unloading around 4 or 5 boxes onto the reception desk, which appears to anger Mr. Razagi. The building manager tries to grab the Amazon worker's bag, but the delivery man snatches it back and attempts to leave. However, he is then followed by Mr. Razagi, who tries to grab him by the shirt and stop him from leaving. It's at this point that the Amazon worker appears to swing a punch at the building manager. Mr. Razagi then gets up from the wheelchair and throws a punch himself before he ends up on the floor. The Amazon worker then tries to move away from Mr. Razagi and dodges him before trying to exit the building. However, as he tries to leave, Mr. Razagi, still on the floor, grabs him by the legs until they both end up on the floor on the street outside. It's at this point that a second man arrives at the scene and pulls Mr. Razagi off the Amazon worker and appears to deliver a punch to his head. He then appears to repeatedly land blows to Mr. Razagi's face as he lies on the floor. The Amazon worker then goes back into the tower block to pick up some of the items he dropped during the altercation. Mr. Razagi told Mail Online, "I have injured my ribs and my jaw. I just ask myself why." The 35-year-old man was arrested.
that's crazy.
That is so many questions.
So many questions. I read the article a little bit. I think in the Reddit it does pop out, or it gives a article somewhere. Maybe not, but yeah. So I'm wondering what the manager was frustrated with. I often wonder if he wasn't supposed to leave the packages there or something. But like he lets them in. He lets them through 2 sets of doors.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense.
No.
He lets him in and then upset. Maybe he's upset about where he put them. Maybe they had a special place that they're supposed to put packages, and the delivery driver just refused to do it. I mean, without having more information, it's so hard to tell like who's exactly in the wrong, and I don't know.
Do you know that for a fact, Mark? Mark says the building manager wanted the Amazon guy to deliver the package to the doors of each person. So all these damn apartment complexes, they all have different fucking rules. And I am annoyed on it. Honestly, if I can get the GPS to let me leave it at the leasing center, even if it's at night, I'll leave them in the fucking just right in front door. Like I'm not delivering. I don't have the maps. Like Amazon's telling me to deliver. Well, not a fact. I assume you read it somewhere. I'm fine with that. I always say like I get all my shit from TikTok. I say take it with a grain of salt, but this is what I heard.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm not driving to each individual apartment. I don't care if this is your apartment rules. Amazon thinks they all go to the leasing office, and that's what's going to happen. So
yeah, and that's on Amazon. So
yeah,
we're doing what we're told to do.
It does make sense that there was an issue where he was leaving him because it's like he left him. The guy was walking out, and the manager grabbed him like to get to his attention. Like, no, you need to do that. And I think the driver, I mean, obviously he lost his job, but I think the driver had every right to hit that guy. I mean, he's literally attacking him.
Yeah, I don't know why you would grab somebody like that. And like I said, so many questions. And then when they got outside and the bystander starts wailing on the guy, like he doesn't even know what the situation is. Like this the Amazon driver could have stole something. He was trying to stop him, and this bystander just starts wailing on the manager. He doesn't know.
Oh, so I found the article. Yeah, that guy got arrested. not the driver, but the guy that started wailing on him. Because it's like,
oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
He didn't have any involvement in it. He just starts wailing on the guy.
Mark says that place wasn't something like York Creek here either. That was apartment building at the castle.
Like the castle.
I mean, I'm saying, the castle's starting to get like York Creek. Hey, Jesper.
Hey, Jesper. What's going on, buddy?
But, yeah, it was very, very evident that guy was like mad at the driver, but like, he's in this motorized wheelchair, right? He moved pretty good outside that wheelchair, too.
Yeah, when he jumped up like that and threw a punch, I'm like, you wonder what's going on? You never know.
I often wonder if like Mark said, it was very nice. It was like a souped up. So a lot of older people drive those little scooters. Maybe that was like a souped up version of one of those, and they can still walk, but like, but yeah, he got up to like punch that guy in the face. I was like, holy cow, dude. Like,
yeah, went south pretty quick.
Bring it down a notch. So
yeah, that's crazy.
Well, Larry, are you driving this weekend as we wrap up?
I will be driving this weekend. I'll probably be driving here in about 30 minutes.
No way. You're going out tonight?
Yeah, I'll go back out for a little while. I went out earlier today. I got one decent ride down into Tennessee, about 40, I think came up 42-minute drive, something like that.
Okay, so that's down in Tennessee, right? Just to clarify.
Down. That would be Kentucky's up. So yeah, so just remember, this is a joke. I didn't have to do it with Tennessee, but my cousins live in Indiana. We used to always tell them, why doesn't Kentucky fall into Tennessee? Because Indiana sucks. But yeah, Indiana, then Kentucky, and then Tennessee's down below.
Gotcha. How did that ride pay out? Was it okay?
It was pretty decent. Yeah, he tipped me pretty well. I think it ended up being $80.
Oh shit, that's amazing. That's a really good ride.
Yeah, he was a pretty nice guy. He's had a vehicle down there that had broken down. He was at a shop down there, so he had to go down.
Awesome. So I will not be out driving this weekend. As many know, I have listened to the show for years. I volunteer for Laugh Fest every year. So you may see me downtown driving a BMW or a Jaguar or whatever, but I will be moving Laugh Fest people around. So that's
not your birthday present from Megan?
No, I wouldn't get those piece of shit cars anyway. Sorry. But they are fun to drive because they're, we get them for a week. But something I volunteer for. Laugh Fest is a charity event for Gilda's Club, which they have Gilda's Clubs all over the country. It's a grief support center that she started back in the day when she was on Saturday Night Live, and she was actually married to Gilda Radner was married to, I forget his name. He was Willy Wonka back in the 50s or 60s, whatever his name. What is his name? Gene Wilder.
Gene Wilder.
Yeah, they were married, and she had cancer, and she kind of, and he really supported Gilda's Club too. So it's kind of in memory of her. So anyways, I will be doing that this weekend. So if you see me around, say hi. Don't run me over. And that's about it. Next week is Tip You in the App. Levi, looking forward to having him on for a B-side. So that'll be interesting. And Mark. Yeah. Shh. Piff is going to be here, and it's going to be amazing. You shut the hell up, Marcus. All right, guys. As always, don't put up with anyone's bullshit.
And we will see you on the road.
Good night.
Night, guys.
This podcast is produced and edited by Hey Guys Media Group. Want to start a podcast? Check out heyguysmediagroup.com.